We're gonna talk a little bit complexy things, but it's once you set it up, it's practically easy to do and no code. Yes, I did a lot of work with Playground to kind of figure out what it's used for and what it's not used for and what's good to use it for. Who was at the workshop this morning? 2 days ago. Well, it's like an, well, thank you. So, well, let's dive in. During the feedback session, I heard I had too many words on my slides, so I did I talked to Gemini, and it did my nice site editor celebration picture, pirate style, and I have another one that I like this one better. So the block editor has migrated to the site editor, and it gives designers and users so much more flexibility in designing their own site that it's really new to WordPress. Yeah, I mean, yes, of course, Elementor has been around for many, many years and other page builders, but the core did never enable a user to modify a template or add additional query blocks. So the site editor is actually something really new to the WordPress environment, and I'm very, very happy about it. But it also has some, so when you, has multi-level of complexities. So for the design and the styling, we start at the default WordPress, has some opinions about styling and design. Then comes the block level into it, and then comes the theme level. And each one of them overrides the other previous stylings. And then as the latest level, it's the user, designer, the site owner changes things in a site editor. And you see the hierarchy there. So the user all of a sudden is the king of the design, and they kind of users are the last one to decide what a block would look like, yeah, because they can change it, yeah, if you allow them, of course. But yeah, we'll think it's definitely the user is empowered much more than it was before. But that brings you a problem, and for theme developers, and the problem is that the changes made by a user end up not getting into the theme file, so you cannot reuse it. They're only for that particular site, yeah, because they're in the database. Changes cannot be overwritten with updates because they're in the database and they're the last kind of line of defense. And then the next one is there's no version control. So if designers and developers work together on a theme and the designer used the site editor to make changes, and the developer is still working with code and theme JSON and the templates, there is no version control. How do you get it in there? And the process that I'm going to demonstrate here is going to change that, or gives you a way out of that particular problem. Now, and that is together in three places, or three tools that we use. One is Playground. The other one is a plugin called Create Block Theme. Who knows about that plugin? Okay, yeah, about 5% or so. And then is the GitHub version control. And Playground kind of helps you with all of that. So I'm a little bit torn. Should I walk through the process first, kind of in theory, or do you want a demonstration first and we talk about it later? What do you think? Who wants to see a demonstration now? Okay, and who wants to see the process first? Okay, yeah, yeah. We're gonna do the demo first. So I don't have a lapel microphone, but let's try to get it done. So, whoops. I'll go further. So the first is I start out with Playground, and that has a plugin, the Gutenberg plugin in, and the plugin Create Block Theme, and then we end up in the site editor, and that's where I kind of lose everybody. Oh, what's with my, oh. Sorry, my hotspot gave out because I wasn't using it. So, oops. So you saw the link in the, so it's playground.wordpress.net, plugin Gutenberg, because most of the new things are in the Gutenberg plugin, and then plugin equals great block theme. Then URL is the WP admin and the site editor. And now it's working because we have internet. Okay, so now I'm in the site editor and I'm going into Playground and use the import from GitHub. And then it says, okay, I use all my progress that I have in until now. I started out right there. There is no progress that I can delete. So I connect my GitHub account. And then I need to type in, and I'm both-handed. Oh, this is going. Wow. All right. So this is working. Awesome. So now you see my typing skills. Not using github.com, pph, plain, Pauli. Okay, so that's my GitHub repo, and I import that. And then it asks me some questions. One is, okay, is it a theme? Yes. But it could be a plugin or something else. And then from which path do I want to import the theme? And it's in the root of the repository. But if you have a multi-theme repository, you need to kind of go one level deeper. So I click on import. And then it says, import finished. Your Playground site has been updated. Okay, that's what I want. Yeah, that's a very basic theme, plain. And now I make a change to it. And when I go into the site editor, appearance, site editor, I can say, okay, well, I don't like that shadow here. I want to change it. I go here into the featured image and I change, clear the shadow and the radius. So it's a normal featured image. And I click on save. I can also add in the styles, under colors, I have 5 colors. I can add another one. And I like a green one. So I say green, and then I do, okay, green, yeah, so, yeah, like a frog green. Okay, so, and that's done, and I save it. So I have these 2 changes, and then there is a little wrench here, and I can that's the great block theme sidebar. Go in here, and then I say, save the changes to the theme. And I can save the fonts, save the style changes, save the template changes, process only modified templates, yep, save sync patterns, and other options. You can check and uncheck them quite easily. And then I click on Save Changes. And it will then reload the whole thing, because now every change is in the file system. And we can actually control that here in the, yeah, I know you shouldn't go there, and I'm not doing anything there in the theme editor, but I can go into the theme JSON, because I'm going to look for that green. Yeah, so there's the color palette that I had, and now it added the green color that I added to it as well. And I also had in the themes, in the template, I think it was the single HTML, I changed the featured image. Featured image, yeah. There is no, there's still the shadow in there, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, so now I have my changes, and I go back to the editor in Playground or the interface, and then I do export to GitHub. And yes, I'm exporting a theme. It's the same theme that I have been working on. It remembers the URL, and I want to create a PR. So I want to create a PR. And then in the same path. And then I can put the changes in there. And I said, featured, oops. Well, there's a typo, right? Featured image, and then a new color. And then I also check this, export the changes to a zip file, so just in case the connection doesn't work, and I create my pull request. And it works and works and works and works. And then it hopefully, oh yeah, so pull request created, and it gives me the link for the PR. So I'm going, click on it, and I go out to GitHub and look at it. And this PR is on the repo. It's an open PR, and it has the PR message that I had into the message box, but it also does two things. It exported a zip file from before and from after. So I could actually load it again in a playground and see what the changes are. But I also can say which files have changed. And here we see the template index HTML has changed. I took the shadow out, and that kind of is replicated here. And I added the color. And that's it. So now I can just kind of say, okay, I merged this and be done with it. So merge the pull request and I'm done with my changes. So it's magic, right? No? You're not surprised. I was surprised when I figured it out. So, well, what did we do? I set up the browser instance. We saved the site. Well, I didn't save it to the browser, but you probably always want to save it to the browser. So if your internet goes down, you come back and have a version of it in your playground. Then import from GitHub. We saw the what you have to put in there. You saw the interface, and then the changes. So I replicated the screenshot from the Create Block theme. What can you save there? And it's pretty much everything that you might do in a database that you can save into your files. Some of the things are Create Block theme is actually a plugin in active development. And in any time, it might not be bug-free, like any software is not bug-free. But if you find something that's quirky, please create an issue, so it can be improved on it. What's not working right now is patterns. So if you have patterns because patterns have their own import-export method in WordPress, it hasn't been added to the Create Block theme plugin yet, but that's in the works, I have found. And then we make the changes, and then we export it in the PR to GitHub. And we saw the PR there. So demo time, we did it. Now, that's so if I go back to this slide deck here, that's the QR code for the slide deck. So if you want to kind of study it yourself in a bit slower, because I talk so fast, then you can go there and see all the screenshots from it. Yeah, so I'm within the time. And if you have any questions, we talk in about 20 minutes. But this is my QR code for my contact information if you wanted to scan that too. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for listening.